Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. Your Excellencies, Lords, Ladies and Gentlemen, Sisters and Brothers, I welcome you all to Islamic Relief's annual Ramadan campaign dinner. Once again, it's great to see such a diverse audience of different faiths, nationalities, different backgrounds and political persuasions. You are all very welcome indeed. Before I start my speech, may I ask a very simple question, a little bit of interactive stuff here. Hands up if you consider yourself a bit of a science geek. If you loved science at school, you have to be honest. We know what you look like, scientists. Yeah, so if I sort of ramble in my speech and there's a few shortcomings in my speech, you can just at least admire, mashallah, these fantastic surroundings. And if you do try and hide in the corners, you will be arrested if you try and hide in overnight. As you've seen from the video, Islamic Relief has a very proud history of responding to disasters and saving lives. As you can imagine, any organisation that is 33 years old, there is a bit of a backstory. So let me bring you up to date. Some of you may know part of the story. It all started in 1984 with a 20p donation. What's easy to forget, however, is what we've achieved since then. Responding pretty much to every major humanitarian crisis in order to save lives, whether it's famine in Ethiopia, conflict in Bosnia, natural disasters in Haiti, Pakistan, and the USA. We've helped over 100 million people around the world over the last 33 years. For me, though, the video we have just seen tells a more personal story. As part of Islamic Relief's programme staff in 1993, I managed one of the earliest projects in Sudan, where Islamic Relief was the first Muslim charity to be funded by the British government. I lived with the community I served for 2 years, and from them I learnt a huge amount about life and dignity. Since then, I have been dispatched to a number of humanitarian crises, many of which have symbolised humanity's capacity for destruction. In 1995, I was in Tuzla, Bosnia, to witness the arrival of thousands of weary and traumatised women and children from Srebrenica, not realising at first why there were no men. We subsequently found out that over 7,000 men had been massacred in the mountains around us. We could hear the gunfire, but we had no idea at the time what was happening. In 1997, I witnessed thousands of refugees snaking their way across mountains from Kosovo to Albania, moving to seek refuge. Men, women and children moving slowly down the mountain with all their worldly possessions. More recently, I've seen the devastating effects of communal violence in the Central African Republic, as well as the impact of the deadly Ebola virus on the people of Sierra Leone. Enough disasters for one lifetime, you might think. But I've also seen the powerful potential for reconciliation and human compassion in the Central African Republic, alhamdulillah, where Islamic Relief is part of an interfaith platform working tirelessly to bring communities together. I've also witnessed the incredible resilience and positivity of the human spirit. In 2013, I worked with those affected by the super typhoon in the Philippines, seeing communities working through the rubble of their lives, taking one day at a time. In all those responses, I have been very proud to be part of Islamic Leaf's response. Their ability to reach the most vulnerable, whatever their circumstances and wherever they are. But the story doesn't end there. Islamic Relief has always been committed to rebuilding as well as saving lives. We have a unique relationship with our beneficiaries and donors that allows us to help communities to rebuild better than before. Schools for girls in Afghanistan, earthquake-resistant homes in Indonesia, microfinance in Bangladesh, solar energy in Pakistan, a range of solutions for a complex set of challenges. We are not effective just because of our commitment and our energy, but because we embrace innovation in our work. And through innovation, inshallah, we help communities to be ready for the next disaster. In Bangladesh, we're supporting floating vegetable gardens that rise and fall with seasonal floods. In Malawi, we're recycling natural waste to feed fish and fertilize crops at the same time. And then there's our alternative orphans program, where orphans' families have the means to learn a trade and to earn an income, making them independent within 4 years, inshallah. We are harnessing the latest technology to save lives before they are lost. So we've chosen the Science Museum to hold our event this evening to highlight what can be achieved through human endeavour and innovation, inshallah. So what challenges lie ahead? There have been many constants in our work over the last 33 years. Our passion, our energy, and our commitment. The incredible bravery of our staff, some of whom have lost their lives in the field. But we face a stark reality. If we don't change and adapt to meet the growing and more complex range of disasters, we will not reach the people that most need us. And reach has always been our strongest asset. So we need to embrace innovation and use new ways of working, inshallah. We need to adapt the same mindsets of those great inventors and scientists whose work is displayed in the museum around us, whose inventions have brought tremendous advances to humankind. But we are also conscious that these advances have not always been for human benefit. After all, planes, like the one above us, can drop bombs as well as deliver food. We need to advocate harder for answers that offer alternatives to the hard military solutions that have brought only further misery and instability to places like the Middle East. We once again call upon governments whose interventions are often killing many thousands of civilians to rethink their strategies. Take it from us, peacetime is the best working environment for humanitarian agencies. We need to engage more fairly and honestly with national NGOs, national charities on the ground to build their capacity and to help them access directly funding. We need more local solutions to local problems. Only then can we imagine a situation where communities are resilient, strong, and able to help themselves, inshallah. And we need to keep telling the story of saving lives for 33 years to those who would question our Islamic and humanitarian principles. Islamophobia is on the rise, but so is the level of compassion and bridge building. I have never seen the Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and other communities work so closely together as I have done in the last 12 months. We definitely have more in common. So that's the story of Islamic Relief so far. But tonight, I call upon you all to support our work for the coming decades, and finish by sending a message to our donors and especially our beneficiaries that we are still 100% committed to reach more and do more. In the Quran, chapter 7, verse 56, we are reminded about doing good. Do no mischief on the earth after it has been set in order, but call on Him with fear and longing in your hearts, for the mercy of Allah is always near to those who do good. Thank you very much, and please enjoy the rest of the evening.